I didn't think that I'd be making this video, but I think it's really important we address the elephant in the room, and that is that business sucks. Right off the bat, when you start any business or side hustle, you're going to quickly see the difference between how easy you thought this business would be versus how hard it actually is. For most of my life, I actually wasn't a business person. I never tried selling lemonade. I never sold Pokemon cards at lunchtime. One of the first things that I noticed when I started business was how different expectation was to reality. There was books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Napoleon's Think and Grow Rich. There weren't YouTube videos like there are today. I thought that I could be a millionaire by the time I was 17. I'd be making millions of dollars every year and I'd be super happy and satisfied with my life, and that would be the end of that. So along came my early 20s and I was depressed because I hadn't yet reached that and I felt like a complete failure. And one of the first things I noticed about myself is I really lacked consistency. I was terrible at following through with ideas. I would say that I was going to do something and then not follow through. I would get analysis paralysis and overthink things too much to the point where I couldn't even take any action. And even on the days when I did actually take action, it was nowhere near enough to sustain a business or to even build something worthwhile. One of the really challenging things about watching YouTube videos and how to make money is that you see a lot of young guys who make a fortune and they do it so quickly that it makes you feel like you're useless because these guys are younger than you, they dropped out of school or college, and then here they are making millions of dollars, and for whatever reason, you spent the last 6 months trying to do dropshipping or trying to do Amazon FBA and you can't make it work. I completely identify with you, and I know the feeling because I've lived it multiple times. It's been driven into us because if you don't have a Lambo, a mansion, and at least making 20K per month, then somehow you are a failure. And what you don't see are the thousands of people who try to make it work, they buy a course, and then they quit within a few weeks. They move on to the next thing and rinse and repeat, it's exactly the same thing. Until eventually they think business is a scam, courses are a scam, and gurus are a scam. It's a vicious cycle, and I've definitely been on that ride myself. One of the things that I'd really like to see in this space are more business entrepreneurs being honest with their audience about the reality of business. Even on my own channel, I talk about side hustles and how to help you start a business, but I'm very aware that most people are struggling just to start a business, and that's why I built this channel. Analysis paralysis in the business world is one of the biggest killers to any business, and it's responsible for crushing so many dreams, and I wish that something more could be done about it. Here's a really good graph that shows you the journey we'll go through when we start a new business. First, you start with that huge boost when you learn about a new side hustle and how much money it makes and how little effort you need to put in. This is called the uninformed optimism phase. And once we start taking action and building this business, we're gonna go on a nice little dive to the point where we reach informed pessimism. Here we get to stand at the bottom of the shore looking up that cliff and realizing how different our expectations were from reality. So if you haven't already failed from analysis paralysis, and you're at this stage, this is another huge drop-off point. And if you've somehow survived this stage, which most people don't, then you now get to climb up to informed optimism. Here, you now know the difference between your expectation and reality. You're starting to see some money come in and you're starting to believe that this is actually possible. And provided that you make enough money for the effort that you put in, you'll then see this through to completion. What makes business even sweeter than this is that you might have become a master in this business, and then there's an algorithm change or something happens to the platform that you're using, and your business literally dies overnight. And now you're at square one where you have to start again and eat humble pie until you find something else. That's the journey we all have to make and why so few succeed. But wait, there's more. Let's say that you are business minded and you're an action taker and you're really driven to start a business. Take a look around you and you'll quickly realize that you are one of the few who are willing to do what it takes to start a business. I'm trying to say that business is a lonely place and we're not all that common in your workplace or your school groups. I've really wanted to work with the people around me or find more people like myself, but it can be really challenging because most people aren't geared this way. I think of it a bit like abseiling. How many guys do you know abseil, and are you interested in abseiling? It's like a completely different language and something where if one of my friends tried to encourage me to do abseiling, I might try a little bit, but I would probably go back to business because that's what I'm truly interested in. So like you, it's ingrained in us and it's something that you feel drawn to, and unless you're actually interested in it, which most of your friends won't be, then you're gonna be pretty lonely. And one of the last things I want to bring up is how often people can fail in business. We already know statistically that most businesses fail, but it can be a little misleading because it's not actually the business that fails, it's the people behind it. This is confronting to me because I know so many of the businesses that I've run have failed because of failures in myself. Things like a lack of consistency, analysis paralysis, trying to do too many things at once, and that is a big one, not to name any names, Elon Musk, and dealing with not getting results quick enough. I don't think I'm alone in those points. I think you guys can relate, but there's a whole bunch of contributing factors in our attributes that make these businesses fail. Now that's a lot of doom and gloom, and I don't want to leave you down here because this video is about what sucks in business, but what's good in business. On the flip side, if you can acknowledge your weaknesses, the areas that you lack in business, these can be your pillars of strength that help you build the business of your dreams. Not only that, you become the person that builds a business because you yourself have had to build the skills that build the business. If you're not consistent and then you become consistent, think of how much that's going to help your business. If you can't communicate and sell something, you take a course, you keep eating shit, and somehow you become a better communicator and a better salesperson, think about how much that's going to help build your business. Your payment platform shuts down, you Google how to receive payments from Canada, and you just problem solved your way to a solution. Think about the difference that that makes in your business. As you level up, so does your business. A business is only limited by the people running that business. One of the biggest takeaways for me is learning that business is a long game. And when I say I've learned that, it's been burned into my chest. That's because I was always chasing the fast money, cheating myself of a long-term business that I found fulfilling and rewarding to do. When I shifted my focus away from dopamine hits and seeing the long game, I can testify that I work so much harder now than I have before, and I can do it with a lot less results, but still be okay with it. This YouTube channel is an example of that. I currently have 130 subscribers, and I'm going to continue posting business content like this to help you guys take the next step. I'm happy to admit that true success in business is hard, but having the freedom to choose how you spend your time and being in control of your life is a feeling that nothing else can give you. Even if you're not skilled at business, these are skills that you can learn over time. Most people just don't give themselves enough time to get those skills. I'm speaking from experience. The last thing I want to leave you with, and I say this so many times, is that action in the business world is the only thing that makes us different. The people who have successful businesses have taken action even when they weren't certain it was going to work out, and you've thought about a business you could start but left it as just an idea. I want to know more about you guys and the things that you struggle with. Comment down below one of the biggest challenges you face in business. Like and subscribe to see more of my content. I've got plenty of ways for you to start your next side hustle. Click the video here and check it out.